What's up, guys? It's Mac. We're back. Been a long summer. Not long, short is a good way to put it. Short. It's flown by so fast. A lot of guiding. Been busy. It's been good. Trying to get the videos out there, but it's been hard when I'm out in the water every day. So it's kind of starting to slow down a little bit now towards the end of the season. And today I got a really good idea. So I think a good idea. We're gonna go out, head out, catch some lake trout on some untypical lures, and I'm gonna take you guys and introduce you guys to the owners here at Viking. And we're gonna go in there and we're gonna ask for the oldest lure on the shelf, the lure that's been there the longest, that they have never been able to sell kind of deal, the one that hopefully has like an inch of dust on it. We're gonna ask for the oldest lure in the office and take it out there and catch some fish on it. Got a beautiful sunrise coming up here. Boat is good to go. Let's go catch some fish and introduce you guys to the wonderful owners here at Viking Lodge. All right, we are at the office. We're going in, gonna go see Matthew and ask him for the oldest lures on the shelf and see what he brainstorms up. Very curious, very optimistic to see what happens here. So today we're looking for the oldest lures on the shelf. First, I should probably introduce you. This is Matthew, one of the owners here at Viking.
How you doing?
Let's rock it.
Let's rock.
So we're looking for the oldest lures on the shelf today. Stuff you guys have had for years, you've never been able to sell kind of deal. I want to see some dust fly when you pull these things off the shelf. So pick the oldest lure on the wall, and we're gonna go try to catch a fish on it today.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. A good old jointed Rapala.
Vintage, man.
Vintage.
He said that's been up there since you guys bought the place?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's over a decade old up here on the shelf.
This is the secret weapon, though.
That's
People don't realize this is
going to be the absolute killer of the day.
the trophy catcher.
You're going to have to do some trolling to get this unit to work, but we can get her done. Oh yeah, we got some good dust fly there. That's good. Perfect.
Get her done.
Let's get this unit out there, and we're going to go catch some fish. All right, so we got the bait. This old vintage Rapala. Like Matthew said, he said this thing's been in there for over 10 years since they got in the place. So we're gonna try to put this unit to work. I also have another bait that I noticed yesterday in a friend of mine's boat that I grabbed to go try to catch some lake trout on today too. So I'm curious to see how that does. So today we're gonna try to catch lake trout on two separate, unique, weird lures. Let's go do this. All right, let's get this show on the road. If you know, you know. Every boat captain will thank you. Hit it and quit it. All right, we got all the cameras set up. It's like freaking Hollywood today in the boat. Got cameras, mics everywhere. Today is all about the production. We're focusing on the production side of things. Let's get out there and catch some dang fish. Make some stuff happen. Let the good times roll, baby. You have reached your final destination. Okay, we have made it out to the open water, to the big lake. So I'm gonna get some stuff rigged up here, and we're gonna try, I think we're gonna start out by trolling that husky jerk that I got from Viking there. And then after we catch a fish or two on that, we will upgrade to the other bait I mentioned earlier. A little secret weapon, I think. So I'm gonna get some stuff rigged up here. Okay, so unfortunately I forgot my downrigger clamp that I put on the side of the boat here, so we're gonna have to rig up something here. I'm gonna dig deep in the tickle trunk here and see what we can find. I need to find the heavy duty weights. Oof, heavy duty is right. Try that bad boy there. So if you don't have a downrigger for lake trout, another great method to target them is using clip weights of some sort here. This is a little, well, not little, it's like I think it's a 12-ounce clip weight. So I'm gonna use this today, and I'm gonna try to use underwater camera too, but we'll see how it goes. No promises, because last time I tried to use it, it was a little bit iffy, so we'll see if it's still a little bit iffy this time. I'll probably show you guys this other bait too, the other little secret weapon that I'm gonna try to use. Got the underwater camera too. I'll be trying the AquaView Strike View this time. In the past I've used a Water Wolf one, but that one's been kind of iffy, so I'm gonna try this AquaView one and see how this one goes. This is the first time trying it, the maiden voyage, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the secret baits I'm gonna try today are, obviously you guys saw this little unit. Matthew said that this has been in the shop for over 10 years since they've gotten the place. I also should have mentioned, Matthew's not the only owner here. There's 4 owners. There's Matthew, his wife Charnel, and then there's Paul and his wife Anita. They're all just wonderful people, great people, and they definitely make me feel at home. The first bait we need to get a fish on is this old husky jerk, or jointed, whatever, it's not even called husky jerk, what is it called? Just Rapella jointed. And then this other bait here, I'm a little excited about. Gonna have to modify it a little bit, but it's this motorboat, this little 13 fishing motorboat bait. It's kind of like a Lastec plastic, I believe, and then it's got this little blade on the back. It's meant for like top water, but I'm gonna try putting a jig in it and try jigging it for lake trout, and I think it could be a lethal bait, but we will see. Okay, without further ado, I'm gonna get this jointed bait rigged up here. Cracking the seal on this old puppy. Boom. Oof. Back when Rapella came with a little book and everything. Check out that little unit. Little unboxing. That's kind of cool. It's like a whole little catalog. Might hold on to that for the archives. You just never know. So here in Manitoba, it's all barbless. So when you break open a new lure, it's super important to pinch the barbs in that thing. So pinch these barbs. So it is now early September, well, almost getting to be towards mid-September now up here. And the water temperatures are still super warm, so we're not gonna be focusing on anything shallow yet. It's basically all gonna be focusing on some deeper water. The lake trout typically won't start to move up shallow until the water gets to that kind of mid 50s, low 50s. So we still got a long way to go. Right now the water is still reading 66 degrees on the hummingbirds. So we'll find out if this camera works even. Like I said, I haven't even tested it yet. I've just been so busy, I haven't even really gotten the chance to test it. And hopefully with this heavy weight, I'm able to get this thing down deep enough to be right on the live scope screen still. I'll try just trolling with a trolling motor, see if I can get a low enough speed, or sorry, see if I can get a fast enough speed, but we'll see. I got the Dakota lithiums in here, so I'm not afraid to burn through some battery life, or try to, I should say, because these things are pretty hard to kill. We'll get this thing in the water, get her out there. Well, they weren't lying when they said it floats. I'll get this weight clipped on here. Off to the races we go. I'm gonna try dropping this thing down here and seeing what kind of view we can get on the live scope screen. So I'm gonna face the live scope backwards to be able to see my bait, obviously. Okay, so you can see my bait here on the live scope screen going down. See it up here, it's just at the top. So I'm gonna try to get this thing down, see how deep I can get it to ride at. Ideally, I'd like to be able to get it down to like at least like 50 or 60, but we'll see what we can do. Right now I'm going 1.7. You can see on the live scope screen here too. The vintage, not vintage, but this old school lure that's been in the office for, like I said, over a decade. We're trying to put it to use here. Curious to see what we see on the underwater camera here too. Like I said, hopefully it's recording. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this camera. I tried reading up on it a bit, but cameras do camera things once in a while, so hopefully it works. Like, I'm not really focused on as much how far back I am, more so just like where my bait's running. That's what I'm more focused on. And right now I'm running it at 50 feet. I should be coming up on some fish here, hopefully. Hopefully they react. Typically this time of year can be a little bit tougher for lake trout, so I don't always have the odds in my favor when I'm out trying to film videos, and right now is one of those times. But we'll see what we can do. Come on, turn around, dude. Oh, that one rejected me hard. Didn't even look at me or nothing. I'm gonna try dropping down here to this fish below me. Oh, that one's showing interest. That one's coming at the weight. It's coming at the camera now. Now it's going to the bait, hopefully. Oh man, that thing showed more interest in the weight and the camera than it did the bait. That's not a good sign. The thing literally shot up and chased the weight, and then it shot back and chased the camera and absolutely ignored the bait. That's a fail. Being able to utilize a live scope for trolling especially, I think it just helps you learn so much, and it teaches you so much more too about the fish activity and how they move. So I definitely recommend, like, if you do have live scope or are getting into it, like, look at getting a mount like the ArcLab mount here that I got, something that you're able to troll with, because you're able to learn so much more by being able to use it for trolling too. We will catch a fish on this bait. There's one coming up to my bait. Coming up to my bait hard. Oh yeah, it's coming to my bait. It's coming to my bait. I got him. I got him on the bait. It bit the bait. Yes! We hooked a fish on the old vintage bait, baby. It took quite a few fish turning it down to finally get bit, but it did get bit, and we have it on here. My net isn't ready or nothing, so this could be a process. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay. Fish is still on. Yes. I kind of almost like actually jigged that bait to get that fish to bite, but it did finally bite. Just a little guy, but it's a fish nonetheless. Got a lot of hardware here coming in with the underwater camera on here too. Please don't get off. Okay, to make it easier, I'm going to take this weight off of here. Oh boy, this is getting ugly. We got him in the net. That was the greasiest net job ever. Wow. My single man net jobs are bad. We caught one on the bait. Let's go. Wow, this bait is so old it literally broke the bait. So we are quite lucky to get it in. That is pretty intense that it just broke the bait apart. Okay, so this fish literally broke the bait apart. You can see here, it's still got a treble hook in its face, and this is what's left here. It took one hook right off the bait, but we caught our first lake trout of the day on the super old bait that was in the office for over 10 years that hasn't ever been bought in, but we caught a fish on it and it demoed the bait. So we're gonna have to rebuild that poor bait, get this fish back down there for now, and we got some repairs to do. See ya. Wow, she's ready to rock. Boom! To worry that this was going to be an all-day challenge, but thankfully it wasn't. But we're not done there yet. We got to reconstruct this bait. Okay. We have this bait reassembled. What I should probably do too is probably get this net all extended out, because we're trolling with a lot of hardware. So having a long handle net helps a lot. Bait being deployed. Oh, there's a nice big fish there chasing that bait ball. I'm dropping down on top of another fish here. It's going to the camera. Ignored me. I think I scared it with the weight in the camera. Like I said, this is a lot of hardware. Typically, you probably wouldn't want to be using this much hardware down there, but for the fact of sheer entertainment, we are making it happen. The vintage bait caught a fish, but fell apart in the process. Oh, we got a fish coming in right now. Come on, rejected, dude. Dude, bro. Oh, I think it's coming back. It's following the bait right now, I think. Yeah, it was. Definitely one following the bait right now, I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna let it ride through here and see if any of these fish pick it up. Yeah, like the nice thing about having the downrigger would be just to be able to have your bait perfectly straight down, and then you're able to just track it that much better on the live scope and stuff. But like I said, with this 3-way rig right now, I have 12 ounces on there, and I'm able to keep it not straight down, but close enough to the boat where I'm able to see it on a live scope screen still, which is nice. There's a bunch of fish back here. Coming over them right now. Come on, lake trout, eat that vintage bait. Oh, one just punched it. One gave it a jab there. That was cool. It's a bunch of fish off the edge of this drop off here. You can see here, even on just the 2D sonar, there is loads of fish down there coming off the edge of this drop off. Come on, baby. We're due. At least I think we are. Oh yeah, I just had a punch there. Something came up and gave the bait a punch, and I definitely know I was not hitting the bottom because I'm in 112 feet now. I would say the goal for the video is obviously to catch fish on both baits, but if I catch 3 fish on each bait, I'm satisfied. Because 1 can be a coincidence, but 3 is a pattern. Try a little bit deeper down here at 70 feet now. Got a cruiser coming through. Hopes are high, fingers are crossed. Come on, baby, come on, baby. Oh, it bit the camera. It literally came and bit the camera, I'm pretty sure there. So that was a fail. Yes, the fish bit, No, it did not bite the lure. That one's following the bait. I got him. Number 2 on the bait. Let's go. Please hope the split rings don't open up on me. Oh no, it got off, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it got off. Well, I better check to see if those split rings opened up again, because that'll be a concern. Let's see what we're left with here. No, the bait is looking good. Everything's looking good. Get back down there. A fail. Come on. There's one coming up to the bait now. And bump the camera. Now it's going to the bait. And turn down the bait. What the heck? So far, the ArcLab Strike View seems to be a better lure than this actual bait. More fish are interested in that camera than they are in the bait. Which also, I mean, if I didn't have the camera on there, I'm sure that these fish would be keying in on the bait as opposed to the camera. Oh, there's one following the bait right now. We have a follower. Try implementing some movement. There's a bunch more down low. I'm going to try dropping down and see if I can create an instinctual competition over the bait. This fish is still following it down, still following the lure. Hopefully there'll be some competition here. There's a pile of fish out here. Come on, baby. One of these fish has got to eat. Oh, that one just shot the weight, shot the camera. And didn't even go for the bait. Amazing how they're more interested in the weight and the camera than they are the bait. I wonder if that has to do with the color, because the weight and the bait are both, or the weight and the camera are both darker in color, and the bait is a little bit lighter in color, or profile, size. It's so hard to say. The thing to consider too is, like, as an angler, I feel like we get so caught up in like thinking like how smart fish are and this and that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like we spend our whole lives getting outsmarted by an animal with a brain literally smaller than a peanut, and it takes all our mental capacity just to target these fish, and it's just ridiculous when you think about it in hindsight. There we go. One bit the bait. And I hooked him this time, I think, for now. Second, third bite on the old lure. Hopefully I can make this one come up to the boat at least. This time I have the long net ready at least, so I feel like I have a better chance. I knew one of those fish were gonna have to eat. It's really nice when you're doing this, like when you're using clip weights, it's really nice to be able to have another person on the boat to help you unclip the weight as you're going, obviously. Because I think that that's kind of a crucial time in possibly losing fish, is when you get them up this close to the boat and you have that weight swinging around. And hooks can fly out of fish pretty easily. Oh, he's just barely hooked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Wow, I wreaked some absolute havoc. Oh my goodness. I saw this fish was barely hooked, so I didn't even unclip the weight. Big mistake. That thing was like a wrecking ball. Can't believe I didn't break anything. That was scary. I got cameras, everything. Oh my goodness gracious, man. That was chaotic. Lake trout. Oh, settle down. Lake trout number 2 on the 10-year-old bait. Deadly. Can't believe I didn't wreck anything there. That was hazardous. That was frightening. I scared myself. Got her done. One more to go, and then we can go experiment with that other bait. Bait is looking good. Going down. Out of all things, when I went into the shop this morning and asked for the oldest lure that they had on the shelf that hasn't been bought or hasn't caught nothing on, I was surprised that they gave me the Husky jerks. I thought they'd have some old spoons or some old weird jigs or something weird that they'd get me to use, but the Husky jerk, well, not even a Husky jerk, just Rapala jointed is what it's called. It's a good lure and it catches fish. We only got one more to go, and we've only been at this for literally an hour and 3 minutes since we started fishing. Okay, we're coming up on a bunch of fish out here in this little bit deeper water. It's like a little trench here between some main lake structure and some shoreline structure. Perfect little pinch point. We'll see if we can get one of these fish to go here. There's quite a few. So chances are high we'll be able to get one to go. Oh yeah, one's shooting up. Just shot at the camera. It's going to the weight. There's a few fish following now. Come on. There's 4 fish following the bait right now. That's craziness. That was crazy. What's even crazier is how they all turned me down. There's so many here. I'm just dropping and reeling over top of them. One just bit it. One did bite it. I got him. I actually got him. Let's go. This one's a wee bit heavier, I think. Unless it's fouled up or something. It could also be hooked funny. You never know. Lake trout are so erratic and they do a lot of swinging and swatting when they go and attack baits. So it's not uncommon to foul hook lake trout. I'm thinking it might be caught funny because it's fighting kind of weird. And it's a lot of drag in the water. This time I'm definitely going to take the wrecking ball off because that was almost fatal last time. That was not some safety first behavior. It's not hooked funny. It is a lake trout. I'm hooked funny now. Got tangled up in myself. Gonna get this big weight off of here. I'm keeping the boat moving for a reason. Just to be able to keep some tension on this line with this fish on there. Kind of using the boat to my advantage, you could say. Here comes another solo net job by Mac. See how bad this one is. Into the basket she goes. Third time's the charm. It's not much bigger, if any, but another pretty lake trout on the old Rapala. It definitely got hooked a little bit funny. Got hooked in the chinny chin chin. You can see there, a hook right in the chin, but another beautiful little lake trout. Like I said, not too big, but we caught her on the old decade-old lure. She's deadly. Get a release on her. Ready to rock. Now that we have completed the video so far with the Viking lure, now we are transitioning into another part of the video here. I should have mentioned too where I got this bait from. So I got this bait out of a friend of mine's boat last night. I was sitting around with him talking about fishing and whatnot, and I noticed these in his boat, and he said he just got these to try them. The guy who I actually stole this from is Cole, and he owns a company called Morningwood Construction. So we're repping the Morningwood gear. He does, what is it here? It says right in the hat, concrete, framing, and finish. So pretty much the big three. He does it all. He is located in the Inner Lake area here in Manitoba. So if you're looking at doing some projects, reach out to that guy, Morningwood Construction, and he'll get you taken care of. So we're gonna get this thing set up here. This is called the motorboat. On the topic of Morningwood, we might as well go to a motorboat. Why not? Like I said, it's like a bass kind of style hook, kind of a weedless approach. I'm not too confident in the hookup ratio with it. That's a big thing with fishing too that I think is definitely like, people like, it seems like nowadays people are just so afraid to like try stuff, where it's like, honestly, just go out and try something new that you haven't used before. Why not? What's the worst that can happen, honestly? Head camera is dead, but that's all right, because what I got here is I got the Dakota Lithium 60 amp hour power box here, and this thing is an absolute beast. This thing is my best friend in the boat. It's so good for filming and even guiding. I usually have it in the boat too to charge phones and whatnot, but for filming especially, it is so nice being able to always have batteries charging and just always be ready to rock. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm basically just gonna disassemble this thing. This is what it is here. It's basically like a kind of weedless kind of style, like I said. And I assume it's made for going over top of weeds and stuff. But I'm gonna try taking this hook out and putting in just a simple jig. So I'm gonna take this thing apart. There's a string kind of going through it to keep that blade attached, I see. So let's see here what I can do. If I cut the nose back a little bit, I should be able to get it long enough to go into that thing. We'll see. So I'm just going to thread this. This is a shadinator, the newer, I should say, like kind of smeltinator style jigs, but called shadinators. This is going to be the juiciest lake choke bait ever. There we go. And that thing just looks magical. Check out that presentation. So we got a beautiful jig head, and then we got this bait that's designed for being like a topwater bait rigged on the back of it. This thing might be lethal. Look at that little spin action. This is gonna be the bomb. And I'm gonna just rig this up here on the Timber multi-species rod. Let's see what this thing looks like. Oh my goodness, yeah, no, that's gonna get bit. That thing looks so good in the water. I have zero doubt that is going to catch fish. This actually might be a deadly, deadly lake choke bait. The fact that it's like that Elastec, like that tougher plastic technology, is definitely crucial too, because it makes it flow a lot more in the water, and it makes it so much more durable. This is exciting news. Exciting stuff happening right now, guys. This is like some mad scientist stuff going on. And let's go do this. Let's see what we can do here. I'm excited, I'm pumped. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna go try to mark some fish, and then we're just gonna go stop and try to get vertical on them, get them to chase us up and snap their mouths on this sick bait. Let's go do it. Okay, we're out in a little bit deeper water now, and like I said, we're going to try to catch some fish on this motorboat. So we're going to cruise around here and see what we can find out here in a little bit deeper water. All right, so we're going to look around here, see if we can find some fish. You can see on the live scope here, there's a few out in the deeper water. We're going to go and try to drop down on these things and see how they react to the motorboat on a jig head. What possibly might be a killer lake trout lure. Let's see here. Let this bait descend. Got this crazy little bait going down there. I'm pretty confident it'll be a good lure. This honestly might end up being something that I don't just use for one video. It might be something I actually end up using like regularly, just because I think it'll be good and it looks good. There's already some fish looking like they might be starting to come up to it. This is the first. Oh yeah, that one's chasing it hard. Oh, that one bumped it. Bump it again. It's coming. It's chasing it so hard. I know you want to eat that thing. I know it looks so foreign to you because you never see nothing like it, but trust me. Oh, there's one coming. Here we go. Hooked up. Oh, I lost him. There's another one coming. We had a bite on the motorboat and that one crushed it too. I'm gonna just check and see the status of the bait here after that encounter. And she is looking good, prime, ready to rock. Get back down there and just do better, please. I think ideally you'd want like 1.5 ounces, maybe even a 2-ounce head to use this bait, just to help it get down there quicker. It goes down decently fast with a 1 ounce, but I think a little bit heavier would be better. Okay, I'm gonna reel up and we're gonna go look a little bit shallower and see if I can find some more fish that are hopefully a little bit more aggressive. Nice little transition here. Right on the edge of 65-ish feet down to about 100. I guess it's more like 75 feet down to 100, right on the edge of a little drop off here. Beautiful little spot. Oh yeah, this one's chasing it. Come on, baby, wake up. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. Here we go. She's coming. Turn on the jets. She's just coming slow. There's one chasing me hard. Oh, it bumped me. Dang nabbit. Like I said, they'll sit there so slow and then all of a sudden they'll just like charge up. Here we go. Come on. There we go. We hooked them on the motorboat. First fish up to the boat on the motorboat. Yes. Beautiful. Boom. Crushed them on the motorboat. Cha-ching. Beautiful. And you can see here this lake here is getting nice and pretty, beautifully colored up. Super bright orange vibrant fins. Boom! Like I was saying, it's like sometimes those fish will just sit there for so long stationary, and it's like they almost think they're invisible, like just like camouflage, right? It's like they just think they're camouflage, and then they just sit there, and all of a sudden they see something, do the right movement, or something catches their eye, and they just dart right to it and attack. That is what we're talking about. The old spinner and the killer rig. This thing looks so good in the water. It kind of reminds me of the drop tine hunger strike tube jigs that I like to use a lot, with a little bit of flash in the back. And with it being plastic, I actually like it even more, I think, because it flows so much softer through the water. It's not so aggressive as a metal blade, and it's not so heavy, right? So it actually sinks quicker. It just flows so nicely at such slow speeds. Like, it's actually almost a very good finesse bait, I feel like, because I can get it moving so slow. Here he comes. There we go. Again, that fish took forever to charge up, but all of a sudden it did. And it smashed the motorboat. Chill out. I just want to take some pictures. Lake trout, number 2 on the motorboat. That thing absolutely inhaled it. Getting her done. Let's get you back in there, girl. I'm telling you guys, you might be seeing this a little more often in the lake trout world. Absolutely not meant for this kind of fishing, but it is just too good to be true. Whenever I get to a spot, the first thing I do before I do anything is just start working through the water. Just start working through the water and just see what you can get coming through. The more you can work through the water, the more fish you're going to bring in, the more fish you're going to catch. It's just a matter of working your bait. I'm a firm believer in that. There's a decent one coming in here off the ledge. You can see it coming over to me. Come on. I saw you, bro. This one on the bottom's coming up to me right now. Oh yeah, it's charged. There we go. That one hammered it. That fish unloaded on that bait. Holy smokes, that thing hammered it hard. So fast. Here we go, now she's coming. The motorboat is getting her done. Another nice pretty lake trout who fell victim to the motorboat down the hatch. Check that one there out. Another gorgeous, gorgeous lake trout. Oh baby, this thing's a killer. And this bait is, like I said, sponsored by Morningwood Construction. So check them out.